together and I look like I just rolled out of bed.
I would look like I just rolled out of bed had I not had to go to Sophia's concert at 9:30
No,
in the
who's
morning.
scheduling these?
I didn't even want to put makeup on today.
I didn't either, but the people delivered my couch. So I was like, I don't look like a total trash bag.
Oh, I look like garbage every time somebody drops something at my house. No, this is literally the only reason is like I wanted to be. I just thought I ruined my nail. I was like, awesome. I just wanted to be a little bit presentable for like the other parents there. I was like, well,
I just put on face
like
makeup because I'm
total
also
garbage.
breaking out like I'm 14. I don't know what's happening. So
Dress month?
why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't I?
How's your hand?
Anyways, it fucking hurts, dude.
Does it still hurt?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it's not good. Soph did something, like touched me and I was like, ow, like in the middle of the concert. It was not, yeah, it's not, Bruce has not come out yet.
Which is so crazy because I feel like it should have came
It,
out immediately.
when I tell you it is like through and through
Yeah.
pain, like all the way to like here. Like I feel like I can see bruising here and here versus like right here. But that would make sense because when it got squished, it was like this.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. It's not really good for angles. And then it like got sandwiched here, but I'm telling you I was able to work out and that's all I was really worried about. Yeah, because I wanted to get that day 5 for my 5-day split done because the first 3 rounds I only did days 1 through 4, just like how it shook out with like timing and stuff and being sore and having to go into the next week. But I did the 5 days finally, and so now next week is round 2, week 2.
Nice.
I really like this program a lot. I really, really love it. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of gains I get. My legs are screaming, so
it's my favorite.
I feel like there's going to be something. I like love it afterwards. Don't love it in it. Like in it, I was like, I was like, no. And my fucking triceps are
triceps
like
are the fucking worst.
To the touch, just like
I hate it.
Yeah. So today, episode 115, I don't know, it feels like it's been forever. We kind of took like a little hiatus type. It wasn't like a hiatus, but it kind of like was because we were like looking at the listens and then like trying to manage like how it was going with recording and like how it was gonna like match up with like the holiday and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't want to record on Black Friday. And she was like, I don't either. And I'm like, you know what? Then we were just not gonna have one. And did we only miss one or we missed two?
Two Wednesdays, but we had a PS.
2 Wednesdays. So yeah, I think that's just like where we're at right now. And we're just going to kind of process through. This is going to be kind of like an open-ended something, and maybe there will be something that we teach coming out of it through our talking. But realistically, I think that I feel so ambivalent, right? Like I feel like on one hand, I really want to push in this new year. I want to post more. I want to do more. Like I want there to be more of a presence. And then the other part of me is like, I'm so busy that I have to make sure that I'm okay, especially like with both of us having autoimmune diseases. We have to make sure that we are okay. And also then on top of it, you've got thyroid shit. I've got whatever I'm trying to figure out going on with my body. And for the past 3 years have been trying to figure out. So we're going to be going into 4 years pretty soon. So I think that it's just, it feels like this torn of like, I don't know what to do. And I think when I'm like looking at that thought process, right, I'm trying to remember what I tell clients of like when I'm teaching DBT, and this is how we bring it back around. Here we go. So like when I'm teaching DBT and talking about walking the middle path, the balance between acceptance and change of like, I need to accept where I am before I can start working towards change. So I need to accept the fact that I want to do more. And I also have to accept the fact that there are going to be some weeks where I can't, and that's okay. And I don't need to hold that against myself. And I don't have to have a solid plan figured out right now. I mean, we can even apply this to my hair situation that I'm spiraling about right now. I got my new hair put in, my new extensions put in, and I love them. And I feel like a bald Biddy without extensions, and they just make me feel so good. However, because I have 1 row and because I ordered longer than I expected, I feel like when my hair is like back like that, it does not blend well. And then I'm like, I look like one of those people, right? So I'm like, like, do I take them out? Do I put 2 rows in? Do I get it cut? And like, Steph, we just literally talked about it for 20 minutes before coming on here. But I think that that's where I have to take a step back and tell myself, like, it's not going to be fixed today. And it doesn't need to be fixed today. Nothing is inherently wrong with it. It's just like the aesthetic that you're looking for that you had, you don't really like what's happening now. There's plenty of ways that I can wear it that disguise the way that I feel about it. So like, it's not like I burned my hair off from bleach and I've got, an inch coming out of my head and I'm like, what do I do with this? So I feel like maybe that's where I'll focus next year, of like really learning to just sit in the present moment with when I have these feelings of like, I need to do something, right? Because like there are plenty of moments where I feel like I can sit in the present moment of like, when I'm feeling strong emotions about like a situation, with if I'm fighting with friends, or if I read a message, some type of way, or if I feel some type of way about finances. I feel like I've gotten really good in those moments, or even just like uncomfortable situations with clients. I feel like it's just then the thing where if I have this perception where I can do something about it right away, then I'm like, oh, I gotta do something.
Same.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll obsess about it until I do it. Leave it alone.
I know. I'm like, that's the thing though, too. I just love playing with it because it's so long. And I love that. And that's why I'm so sad if I do.
But it's not like you're gonna fucking cut it into a bob cut. So you're still gonna have length.
But I think that, again, the thing that people don't understand is my hair doesn't get as long as yours. It never has. And it just won't. That's just not how my hair grows. So when I get like this, it's like, it's so like the little Mari inside of me is like, oh, and like, it's sad. Like, I don't want to let it go, but who knows? We'll see. But it is really cool to put it up in a claw clip to be able to, like, because whenever I put a claw clip in my normal hair, I'm like this much hanging out. But like, this is like a whole ass, like another 14 inches of hair hanging out. It's so cool. So anyways, so yeah, I feel like I've been in a struggle with that too. Like, oh my God, this freaking week with a client, bitch. I forgot I had a session. I forgot I had a 7:30 p.m. session. Here's the thing. When I first started setting some of my later night ones when I would be at home, and it's really only for this specific client that I'll do it, because it's a very quick, to the point, like it's a very analytical session. It is very like staff meeting debrief, like it's very easy. So it doesn't take away a lot, and we're usually done in like 15 to 30 minutes, if that. And typically I would put a reminder in my phone, but I had gotten so good at remembering and I had it written down that I was like, oh, I don't need to. Well, I went to pick up Sophia on Thursday and she got in the car and was sobbing. Like, I literally walked in and she started sobbing because she wanted to try out for a solo and then got embarrassed, and then then didn't get the solo, and she was just so disheartened. And I was like, oh, like I was just there for her. Like, we were talking through it. And I think that caught me so off guard. And I think I was so like relieved to be like done with the week, because it just felt like a long week. It wasn't particularly heavy. It just felt long. Get in bed at 8:30, 8:15 realistically. And I have an email. And it's like, hey, doesn't look like you're available tonight, which is totally okay. Like, let me know next week if you have anything later this week or next week. And I was like, oh my God. And I know I've known this person. I've seen them for over 5 years. I know exactly. I know that they were like, oh, like, it's totally fine.
Yes, like they're being genuine when they said it's totally okay.
It has literally never happened with this client ever. It happened one other time. But that was right after I got the second COVID vaccine, and I fucking was dead to the world. Like, I was knocked out. And then I had to, we came and recorded or took pictures. And I remember I would like called you and I was like, bitch, oh my God, I fucking forgot about a session. It's happened to me twice in my 7, 8 years. I don't know. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I am so sorry. Jeff goes, because I was in bed and I went, and Jeff goes, what? And I'm like telling him, he's like, lie, like say something. And I was like, no, I have known this person for 5 years. I am going to be honest. I am a human. I make mistakes. There's no need for me to lie about this. Like, it was an accident and I can own up, like, it doesn't, like, I'm human. And so I fucking had to have that moment too, where I was like sitting in and I was like, you're not going to go into shame for this. You're just going to
Sure.
sit here and you can feel guilty, right? I made
Yeah.
a mistake. That's okay. You don't need to then be like, I'm the worst therapist. I'm shit. Blah, blah, blah. You don't need to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for it. Everybody has moments and that's okay. And so I like sat with it for a second. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go to bed. I'm gonna fucking keep myself up all night long. And luckily, like, I was fine. I went to bed and it was okay. Thought about it the next morning and then I was like, Mari, it's okay. And so I emailed them and they were fine and it was all okay. But man, that was a lesson this week.
I was thinking I wanted feedback from people of like, because I had a client tell me, I can listen to podcasts at work and sometimes I listen to your guys's, but like there's times I don't want to get emotional. So like if you guys wanted to hear more of just like what we did in summer of like this is what's going on in our life and catching up and just like bullshitting and laughing, like I'm down. I'm 1000% down to do that. But I just want feedback because I also don't want to just come on here and talk about nothing. I don't know.
Right.
That's where I
Well,
get
and
torn.
I don't think it's talking about nothing. I think that in my mind, if we go that route, right? This is my ADHD. I had to throw a hair tie away because I saw that it was broken. I was like, what is that? Anyways, um, my thought process is I wonder if it is helpful for us to do like to talk about like what I just did, right? Of like what we struggle with and then how we handle it. And then so it doesn't feel as emotionally connected for other people versus like what we're going through, but then can see that people who are supposed to have it together also struggle because everybody struggles because everyone's a fucking human.
Right.
So and maybe that too. I
Because
also
there
still
are
want to
times, I'm not
do.
gonna lie, there's times that I will avoid personal development podcasts because I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear it right now. Like I'm going through and I don't want to hear you talk about how like this is what I should be doing. I'm not gonna lie, I do
Yeah.
feel like that. And I will unfollow people
Yeah.
because of it sometimes where I'm like, nope, I don't want this right now. I
Shut
can't.
up.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I feel like I have those moments where it feels too redundant, like it feels too
Yes, that
repetitive.
too.
And I don't listen to people, which is I've taken a pretty huge break um from podcasts, honestly. Like
Same. I just listened to books lately.
I came across a reel that said 10 or 9 TED Talks you should listen to. So the first one was one about sleep, which I posted, which was phenomenal. The second one was Brene Brown vulnerability. Fucking hello.
Obviously.
Obvi. And I was like, heard it, love it, share it. The third one was like one of a master procrastinator that was useless. I was pissed. I wanted my 14 minutes back. It was funny. Like it was like whatever. But I was like, this wasn't worth my fucking time. You didn't even give any tips or anything. You just talked about your struggles with procrastination and made it funny, which
Sure.
I can give that TED talk. I like
Correct. We all can.
100%. Yeah. And then the fourth one that I listened to was on body language, like how your body language, what it does internally for you that you don't realize it's doing, right? Like, and that one was interesting. I didn't finish it. She was a little boring, but the content was interesting.
Yeah.
So I've got to finish listening to it, but it was good. And then I've got the other 5. I don't know what else they are. It's a reel, so I like keep watching it just to see what comes up. But
Sure.
yeah. So I've been listening to some TED Talks, but yeah, sometimes like I was just saying, when I was driving out to help you move that couch, I realized that my Spotify premium had audiobooks in it, and I started listening to The Mountain Is You, which is a book that's highly recommended in the personal development field. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, this is what I talk about in session with clients all the fucking time.
Then it makes
Like,
me
I
not
talk
want to
about
read
this.
it.
Yeah. It's like this is what like and then it gets me thinking of like, oh, I can write this book.
Always.
Like I can there are some books where I'm like, yeah, I ain't got fucking hands on that book. That is gold. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, I could have wrote this book. This is what I talk about in sessions all goddamn day long.
Yep.
Like, you have a choice. And you can either let something fucking swallow you and ruin everything, or you can do something about it. Yeah.
P.S. That is how that's how I hurt Mari's hand, was moving my couch to the dumpster yesterday.
Yes.
I didn't know her hand was on the couch and I shoved it forward and it got stuck between the leg and the fence. So
Mhm. Mhm.
that was a great time yesterday. And the
It was a
rain
bonding
also.
moment. Yep. In the pouring
I
fucking
was like, is
rain.
it
I know.
bleeding?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not sure. And then I was like,
She
oh
said,
yeah,
I hope
under
not.
this. I was like, oh, it is under the skin. Yes. It is. It's turning into a
I
blood
was like, can you
blister.
move
And I
it?
was
That's all
like,
I want to
oh,
know is, can you move it?
I know. And I was like, hopefully after adrenaline wears off, I can still move it. And I can. Like I can pull it and stretch
Yeah.
it. Like when I do this, like pull it back, that fucking
It's
hurts.
probably
But
like
like,
bruised to the bone. Like that sounds dramatic, but I've
yeah,
had that before and
cool.
it's
And it's
awful.
like it's such a thin area that
Yeah.
that would make sense because you like put your hip into it because you
Yes.
didn't know my hand was there, so you
Yes.
wanted to move the couch, and my fucking hand was there. So
Yes.
yeah, Steph thought my nail was broken at first, and man, when I tell you, I would have screamed. I would have screamed in pain. I think it was like like you would have heard me blood curdle scream because there is nothing worse. I mean, there is, right? But it is a horrible feeling to have your nail be broken down to the meat. It is a
Yes, it is.
horrible feeling. And also just to be broken. Like it's a very upsetting to break a nail, especially when like I finally talked Carrie into like me leaving them long.
Longer.
Like so they've just stayed longer and I'm like, I promise I'll take care of these little babies. Like I can do this, I promise. And she's like, we'll see, Mari. And so this is the second time. What, a
Did I
month?
tell you what happened on Thanksgiving
No,
with my nail?
no. What happened?
Okay. So my parents cook the food and bring it to my apartment and we have dinner here. Okay. So they brought the food, we bring it upstairs. I'm like making little like crescent rolls, rolling them up, putting them in the oven. So they're like fresh when we have dinner, getting
Oh,
the
did it
stuffing
melt?
ready. No, I'm getting the stuffing ready. I'm like walking around. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, the tip of my nail broke off. I'm like, I don't even know what I was doing. I was like, is it in the rolls? I'm like, it's on the fucking rolls. I'm like, the rolls are soft. They're squishy. Like 15 minutes later, we're eating and my dad's chewing and he looks at me and I'm like, what? And he goes, is this your nail? I was like, bitch, I was like, oh my. Mom's like, I told you they were in the rolls. I said, he wasn't even eating a fucking roll. I think it was in the stuffing, to be honest.
Thank God I was your fucking family.
Dude,
Dude,
but he
I
was
was
so
so,
calm about it. My dad is so like about his food. I thought for sure he'd be like, I'm fucking done. I don't want to eat anymore. But he
yeah,
was
like
just
you
like,
throw up and shit. Yeah.
right. I was like, oh my
Yeah, sorry,
God.
pa. Sorry, pa. I know. I was really like I don't really like hosting. We hosted Jeff's family
Yeah,
for Thanksgiving and like I'm like not picky about my food, right? If I'm at home and cooking and like I find a hair in my food, I'm like, whatever. Like
same.
I don't give a fuck. I understand if
Yes.
you're at a
At a
restaurant and you're
restaurant
like,
where I don't know who's cooking my shit,
right.
like I'll barf. No.
Right, right. But like if I was at your house and there was a hair in my food, like I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it is what
Yes.
it is. Like, I was so terrified that like my hair, or Zeus's hair was gonna be in the food.
Really?
Like I was like, yeah, I just get really like worked up about that.
Yeah.
Well, not really worked up. I get like, but I was also more worried about the food being cold.
Sure.
Um, and it was like the rolls were cold. But also I didn't know it was gonna take 30 minutes to carve a turducken.
Oh, is that what you made? Did you make it or did somebody bring it?
I didn't make
I
it.
was gonna
No,
say, well,
turduckens are
and
disgusting.
who eats that? Because you and Jeff don't.
His Everyone else in his family eats meat,
Oh, okay.
but they typically it was kind of fancier than I think than what like a lot of people would have eaten, but some people ate it. But yeah, like the whole concept of a turducken makes me
I
absolutely sick. And I couldn't mind my face. They were cutting it and I was like I couldn't like I literally was like and they were like Mari and I was like I'm sorry. It's just like I don't and they were like, oh, because it's cutting through flesh. And I was like, no, it's the fact that you took three dead things and
and put
stuffed
them
them
together.
together. Like,
Yes.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like obviously you're eating the
It's very
flesh of an
Dr.
animal.
Frankenstein.
That's what meat is, right?
Yes.
Which it doesn't, I mean, like it is what it is. And I don't judge other people for eating meat. If you want to eat meat, eat meat. I don't care.
Right.
Like you took, even if I ate meat, I'm
I
not
don't think
eating
I would either. No,
three.
that's
I'm
weird.
not gonna Lego piece my food
Yes.
together
Yes.
and eat it. I can't. because then there was like stuffing in between, and I was like,
No,
stuffing to me is absolutely
we don't put stuffing in the
atrocious.
bird. We make stuffing in a pan.
I still think stuffing's
Oh
disgusting.
God, I
Hear
love
me
it
out.
so
Like,
much.
yeah, and so many people do, and I don't fucking get it. You're just putting some soggy ass bread with some
You know what I put on
fucking
top of my stuffing?
seasoning.
Syrup.
I don't.
It's delicious.
Stephanie,
It's some kind of white thing. I don't know. My mom's whole family did it, so I was like, let me try it. It's so good.
get out of my face. Ew.
It's delicious.
Ew.
It's like sweet and salty.
Yeah, we're making the soggy bread soggier. With, anyways. Hmm. What else was I going to say?
We were just talking about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, stuffing's disgusting. Case closed. Like soggy ass bread with a crispy top. Ugh. It's ew. It's so gross. Especially like the can of cranberry too.
No, my mom loves that shit. Absolutely not.
Like it just is like
I also hate
like,
Jello, and it's like Jello, so I'm not eating that.
yeah, I am only a fan of Jello of my Aunt Karen's 3-layer Jello because she takes the Jello and she mixes it with Cool Whip and it's like
I know
there's
exactly what you're talking about.
you know how Jello has a film on top?
Uh-huh.
It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really like it tastes so good. But I'm telling you, I haven't had that Jello in forever now that I think about it because COVID took it away from us. But Jello when it gets a film on top makes me want to just absolutely gag. Throw the whole bowl away. I'm
I
not even washing it. Not even washing it. Throw
no.
the bowl away.
Mm-mm.
Disgusting. What is some other food that makes me absolutely fucking sick? Stuffing makes me fucking sick. Like I see people just flipping it onto their plates, and I'm like, I'm gonna vomit. Fucking
But you eat
let
green
it
bean
go.
casserole, which also looks like
Oh,
vomit.
it's so good. It's when I tell you
What do
green
you
bean
put on top? Because you
casserole.
can't have like the fried onions, right? Or do they make
They
gluten-free ones?
they make gluten-free ones,
Okay.
not from French's, but Aldi's does, and so does the Simply Organic brand. My mom
Yep.
found those ones. Those ones are new to me, but I got like when all these came out last year, I got 6 cans of them because I put them on my salad. Yep, little salad topper. Oh my God. Or I put them in when I make my Big Mac salads,
Hmm.
I do a fake burger and then lettuce and um I do grilled onions, pickles, and then Thousand Island dressing, and then a little bit of those on top. Bitch, out of this world. It's so good. Oh, I'm so hungry right now. I had a protein shake and I had to gag it down. And I was like, I'm gonna eat after we record because then I'm gonna go for a walk and I'm gonna keep my blood
And then you're
sugar
gonna
low.
go to Target.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spike and get sleepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go to Target and hopefully find something holiday-y and festive. Because bitch, I love a festive moment as I get older. As I get older,
I
like
wear sweatpants to every holiday, so
I
who are
love
you?
it's ASMR, okay?
Don't even.
Just kidding. But I'm using my festive cup because it says fa la 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 la. Um, which is really annoying to me because it's not big at all. It's, I mean, barely 20 ounces, and my other cup is 50 ounces.
Yeah.
So, but we love a festive moment. I brought my Santa coffee cup to work. It was Santa's favorite. Yep, brought that to work. Already got Christmas nails on. I can't be stopped.
I have
Can't.
Krampus nails, which is like an evil Santa.
I know what Krampus is. Okay.
Nina was like,
Stay I
my
stay away
uncle's
from
gonna
it.
disown me for this.
Why does he like
She's
not?
very religious, and I think he's like a pastor or
Oh,
preacher or something. I was like, just don't tell him. I said there was one that had like a pentagram on it. I didn't bring those for you to do, Nina. Like,
yeah,
humor me
and
with these.
and also like those are fun. You've had knives on your
I
nails
have.
before, and like those would be the ones. Like that's
Probably
just
because
a
it's like a
little.
Jesus holiday.
Okay,
I'm assuming.
moving along. I forget. I forget so quickly how I was raised.
Yeah, very
I was
true.
like, why? Literally. Anyways, so yeah, so I feel like my next journey I'm going to go on is learning how when I have these huge feelings of discomfort and shit I want to fix immediately, to just be, to just understand that nothing is extremely wrong, that needs to be changed. And the feeling that I'm feeling is because I know that I have some sort of control over the situation. And that's why I want to do something, because I am very, if something is wrong or don't like something, I'm very motivated to change. So that's all I have to understand. I just have to understand and feel it in the moment before making some drastic ass decision, then that I'll be
That's one
upset
thing
with.
that I appreciate about you and your personality, though, is like, even if you have your heart set on something and then there's like a barrier in the way, like, you're gonna do whatever you can to make it work. Whereas, like, fucking forget it, then I'm not doing it. Like, it's
Mhm.
not worth the effort. And I don't do that all the time, but there are times that
Mhm.
I'm like, then I just won't do it because I don't have the mental energy to
Mhm.
put effort into it.
Don't you worry. You will be moving. I
I'm
know that
not
you don't
moving.
think
I'm
that I
not
know that you
moving.
don't I know that you don't think that you will be moving. You'll be moving
Mari doesn't appreciate how much I have to pay for rent. I don't love it
at
either,
all.
but I
It's
don't like moving.
disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
I
It
don't
is
like moving.
when I tell you it's disrespectful. It is taking advantage of people. I absolutely refuse. Absolutely refuse. I refuse. Because in my mind, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then that's where that gene of how hard could it be kicks in. And I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, because I don't agree with that. It's not real. That's not real. It's not. It's absolutely not. I was talking to Jeff about it last night, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "We're gonna figure this out." Trust you, me. I know what it is. I know she feels comfortable. She doesn't want to wrap all her little trinkets up.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
it's fine. We're gonna. I know. I know. I
And I like the
looking at your house.
location. Like, I don't like that I'm like far
I
away from
get it.
everything, but I also do like that I'm farther away from things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I totally get it. There's thousands of places being built. Like, and I'm not saying you have to have a new fucking build, but in my mind, I'm like, there's no way for that. You like that can get you. I'm not saying you want to move to Racine, nor would I ever try to move you to Racine. I'm just saying, like, you could find houses, 3-bedroom houses for 900 fucking dollars. I'm not saying it's wonderful or better than where you are. I'm just saying we can figure this out. So
I'm not going anywhere.
trust you me. She'll be like, I'm not going anywhere as I like take all of her shit out of her apartment. And she's like, it's fine, I'll sleep on the ground. But yeah, that is one thing that I really do love about myself, of like that I don't, when I want something and somebody tells me no, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna figure that out. Or
Hmm.
if they're like, "Oh, we're just not gonna do that." Like, I mean, that's basically what happened with Pathways. Of like,
Yeah.
no, you're like, someone's gonna have to share offices. And I was like, okay, okay. We'll see. We'll see who's sharing something.
And then
I
the girl that
won't.
came quit months later. So,
We literally like 2
and
months
then the
later.
office shut down. So I'm
I'm not
excited
saying
to
I
see what
did
my
it, but
bonus is this year. Not excited. I mean,
mm,
it's free money. Like, it's
yeah,
whatever. I'm grateful
yeah,
for it no matter what it is. But like, my
yeah.
take home for this year, I think I made more when I was 16 years old.
Oh, when I tell you last year, I was like, That's why I'm not doing this anymore." That made my mind up for me. I was like, "Oh no, my take home. I literally made more at JCPenney's when I worked there as a teen. I'm not doing this." And so I was glad I left. And then, I was thinking this year, I was like, "Man, I don't have a Christmas party to go to." And
Bitch, I'm
so,
sad that I can't. I mean, I could bring you with me, but that would be weird.
oh, I'm not going.
I know you're
No,
not.
I
I
didn't
have
want to
Jessica,
go
though.
when, yeah, I didn't want to go like I did, but I didn't. But then, so I found this bar in Milwaukee that's called At Random, and they have this like Christmas pop up with like
Hmm.
these little houses that like seat 2 to 6 people, and you can kind of bring in your own food, but you have to have their drinks because there's like festive drinks and there's
Sure.
lights everywhere, and it's called like the Enchanted Forest.
Oh,
So
cute.
I booked one. And even if it's just me and Jeff, or if I invited my sister to come, Tara and Tony to come, even if it's just me and Jeff, I was like, I'm gonna dress up, and this is gonna be my Christmas party.
I love that.
Isn't that so
I'm
cute?
such a grump, though. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. And then, like, last weekend, because, okay, so last week was the 1 year anniversary of my cousin's death.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, how are you doing? And I just kept saying, like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. He's like, well, I want to pay for you and Ma to go out to lunch. I was like, I'm better by myself. Like, I just want to be by myself, whatever, you know? And
Mhm.
then I asked my mom to go furniture shopping with me. And then we ended up spending like 2 days shopping and just like hanging out together. And it was great. Like, it was great. We had a good time,
Mhm.
talked about things. I was super productive and like got a bunch of
Yeah.
fucking shit done. I just convinced myself that it's easier to be alone, because it is, because I don't have to
Mhm.
like, not that I had to entertain my mom by any means. I did not have to entertain her, but I don't have to explain myself. And she wasn't asking me to explain anything. We're just like talking about
Mhm.
random shit and like laughing and, you know, having a good time and stuff. And it was really nice.
Mhm.
Um, but I think because I see people's like Friendsgiving and I'm like, like I don't really need that. Would I enjoy myself? Probably, but I don't know. I just see so many people doing so many things and I'm like, I don't have the fucking energy for that. I don't. Cause like by the time weekend comes, I'm like, I just want to be left alone.
I think that you are very used to being alone, and I do think that you tell yourself that it's easier, which I don't think it's easier. I think it's familiar. And I think that you're familiar with being alone because you've been hyper independent for a very, very, very long time. And I think that that's just what you're used to. I think that I would like to see more of a mix for you. I would like to see it. Like I don't think that you could do what I do, where I like do a lot of
No.
fucking shit,
I
right?
was
Because
thinking
I
about that
think
earlier.
that
I was like, God,
we're
going to
different
lights sounds
people.
great for making memories, but I'm like, I don't have it in me.
Yeah, we're different people. And like to be completely honest, I don't know if I didn't have Jeff, I wouldn't do the extent of what we do. I would
Sure.
take her to like Yogi Bear lights, right?
Yes.
Where I can sit in my car and
Yep.
drive through it and excuse me,
As she
slow
barfs all over
apparently.
the fucking keyboard.
Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, is something coming up? Am I gonna die? I'm right on the podcast. Um, like I would do smaller things because I used to take Soph and do things by ourselves. Like we did Boo at the zoo and stuff
Yeah.
before. Like he started coming along, but I don't think I would do the extent of
Hmm.
what we do because he is also really good at like finding things to do. Like
I
this
think I need
this
more people
place.
like that in my life. But also,
Yeah.
like, you have to not push me. I'm not telling anybody to beg me to do anything. Please don't
Yes.
ever do that because that just
Please
seems so
don't all
very
start
uncomfortable.
messaging her.
No,
Yes.
no.
Don't all
But
start
like,
messaging her.
even, you know, going road tripping for a retreat and stuff, like I'm driving down there
Yeah.
alone, but then being with all the girls is like really fun. And that's not something that I normally do. But like, I don't even go to
Yeah.
dinner with friends. I just don't, we don't, I go to the movies. That's it.
Yeah, you do go to the movies a lot, but I also think going to dinner is fucking hard with our allergies.
Yes,
I make it like the things that I do, I like revolve it around my allergies. Like I'll
sure.
want to go check out a new bakery or I'll want to go check out a new place. And like I would have invited you to the Christmas thing for my own Christmas party, but I like the whole purpose is for drinks, like
Sure.
for because they have like a little drink menu, and I
I
was
mean, I
like,
would still
well, I'm
go.
not
I've
gonna.
been out and I just don't
I
drink,
know,
you know?
I know. I mean, I'm just like, I like to try to respect people's things of like,
Sure.
it doesn't need to be in your fucking face. Like, not that you were like a fucking
Oh
raging
my God, I'll never
alcoholic
forget when
and
I
you
came
like,
over and Jeff's like, "Do you want a drink?" And you're like, "Jeff doesn't drink." He's like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "Bro, I'm not like in
yeah, I
AA.
was
Like
like,
you didn't
I was
offend
like,
me."
she's not a raging alcoholic. I have to stop. Like, she just realized like it was the sugars and shit
It's
was
just
really
not good
fucking
for
with her
my
body.
body. Yeah.
Yeah, which I and again totally, totally understand. I'm like learning that lesson now as it is. Like yesterday, we got home and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make a Moscow mule after we she went to soccer and we ran and got filter for the refrigerator and came home and I was like I ate and then kind of sat on the couch and was like just kind of decompressing. I was like, maybe I'll have a Moscow meal. And I was like, oh, I still have some pumpkin dump cake left over from Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Bitch, 2 hours went by and I just went to get up off that couch and I didn't do a fucking thing. I barely had the rest of my water. I was like, hmm. Like I didn't do anything. So like it really is just starting to be like, no, I don't feel like feeling like fucking garbage in the morning for no reason.
I'll tell
So
you what though, if any year since I've become sober has made me want to drink, it's 2023.
well, I was like,
Period.
it's this one. It's this
Period.
one. This one.
Yes.
There's been some moments where I've been like, you might want to have a beverage.
Dude.
But then I'm like, that ain't fucking helping shit. So like I knew. So I kept it to myself. Oh man. No, I feel better. Hopefully this helps somebody. I had to talk through some of my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go eat and go on a walk.
Let me know if Target has anything good. Not that we have the same body type, so
I
it doesn't
will.
actually matter, but like
I was like, we definitely don't have the same style. So I'll send you shit that I think's cute, and you might be like, okay,
even I've tried to try some
nice
of
for
like the wide
you.
leg pants on, but they look my body looks I look like a fucking refrigerator. So I'm like, like, hey, I'm a water heater. I look cool. Like,
So like some fucking water.
yes, I do. I'm a rectangular stand-up box.
You shut the fuck up. No, you're not. You come left field with shit. And it gets me like I can't breathe sometimes. Like the other night when you said I'm a fucking you said I'm a fucking sow when I couldn't breathe. I was like, what's going on? I was like, she comes up with the most outlandish shit to compare herself to, and or just uses like a word that's not used a lot, and it fucking throws me off. Like I look like a fucking sow. Who says that?
Me,
I look
apparently.
like a fucking water heater. Water heaters aren't even rectangular. They're
No, but they're just
circle.
a round cylinder with no curves. You're just a fucking, it's like a blob.
Call my best friend to blob one more fucking time. You've got one more fucking time. Why do I feel like I look brighter all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, it does look like there's more light.
Okay, well there it goes again. I was like, whatever.
It was weird.
I don't know how to work it. like, where's the button?
Let me get my readers on so I can see.
Bitch, I almost had to have glasses on for Soph's performance, and I was literally 10 feet from her, and I was like, oh God, it's going downhill quickly.
I feel it.
It's going down quickly.
I feel it.
Yeah. Anyways, I could keep talking about nonsense. So this is a good place to end.
Yes.
If you need to find us and or want to give comments on what we talked about today and or just kind of give us feedback, you can find us at Rewriting Her Story Podcast on Insta. You can email us at Rewriting Her Story. Well, it's not at, that's the Insta. So it's Rewriting Her Story Podcast at gmail.com. You can find, did you hear how Wisconsin that was?
Yes.
Gmail.com. At gmail.com. You can find stuff at The Spooky Therapist, and you can find me at BEAXO_11. Until next time, bye.
Bye.